What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? This is kind of like one of those conversations where I'm just going to share my thoughts. Some of you might not like it. Some of you guys might understand. Some of you might understand and still not like it. So let's go ahead and get started, y'all. Please go ahead and hit that like button, share this video. I appreciate that. Let's get started. What's up, everybody? It's your boy AT2 here, bringing you another episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, we are live. I know I did a few uploaded videos, but this one's live. What's up, Purely Plush? What's up, Miss Kitty? How you doing? Hello, hello, hello. Thank you, everybody, coming in the room. Like I said, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I don't like to keep repeating that because this is a serious topic, and I don't want to make it look like I'm trying to get popularity off of this, because at the end of the day, this girl possibly is not here on this earth. Like, we still don't know. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate that. Definitely. What's up, Danielle? What's up, Shakira? Thank you, everybody, for coming. So for those of you not familiar with the NaZiyah Harris case, she went missing on January 9th, 2024. Recently, within the last year, it has gained notoriety and national attention because there was a preliminary hearing. Now, Jarvis Butts is the man accused of the reason why NaZiyah is missing. I don't want to say that she's no longer living, but the optics, it's not looking good. There was a comment made by Marc D, who has been on this case since day one. He has 7 Mile Radio. He said a few days ago, there's no need to search anymore. And everybody kind of was like, what do you mean? Because granted, on Monday, he had went to where Shannon was staying. You know, NaZiyah's auntie went to where Shannon was staying, confronted them. The cousin Roxy was there. They had a conversation. And everything seemed like it was moving in a direction like, okay, we're finally going to get some answers. And then there was a Facebook post by Roxy saying like, hey, I'm done with 7 Mile Radio. I'm not working with Marc anymore. I'm deciding to open up like a women's protection shelter and something to that effect, right? Or if anybody dealing with DV or abuse, please reach out to me. I can help you and assist you. And it seemed like she went a completely 180 in a different direction. And it was all like, wait, I thought we were trying to get justice for NaZiyah. I think also partially that has to deal with our criminal justice system. It never seems to work in our favor. So a lot of people don't trust law enforcement. But now you have Roxy and Marc basically saying like, hey, trust the system, trust the process. The trial starts in March, and then you guys can go ahead and talk about it. But as far as us, we are done. And we're like, done? And like for me, somebody who just started talking about this case a couple of weeks ago, when you say done, I'm all like, wait, we just started and we still don't know where NaZiyah is. Like, it's not finished because the job is not done. That's how we all feel, right? Right, Danielle. What's up, Jackie? What's up, Keita? Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like this isn't over with. I definitely feel like well, obviously it's not over with, right? But as far as us trying to get this national attention and notoriety, I feel like it's not done. However, I will say this. Imagine working on this for the last year, right? And there seems to be like no justice being served. It seems like you keep hitting the wall every time that you are trying to seek justice or find where NaZiyah is, trying to get answers. You keep hitting the wall each time. And so I can understand the frustration. Also, if you're not built for online and you're just a normal everyday citizen, which I'm still a citizen, right? But for the average everyday person, not everybody can get on this platform and do what I do, or do what a Roxy does, or do what a Marc does. Not everyone can do it. A lot of people are like, oh, all you do is just get up there and talk. Well, you're also not dealing with the backlash and the criticism and people harassing you, people threatening you, death threats. Like, you deal with that. I can imagine with them, they definitely deal with that kind of stuff. So, and you have to remember, a lot of times I don't like reporting news that happens in Oakland because I live here. I don't like doing that. I feel like it's too close to home. I will if some time has passed or it makes national news, I'll cover it. But if it's close to home, I'll be like, don't want to touch that. And so with them, they're living in Detroit and they have to deal with all of this. So their lives are probably at risk as well, too. So when you think about it, how good am I if I'm not here on this earth? How good am I if I have to worry about the next person possibly threatening me or trying to do something to me? Or granted, the police. That's another thing. Detroit police. They're probably all like, hey, y'all need to calm down with all this internet stuff. Because what I didn't know and what I had found out was that Marc and them went to the house with GUNs. Did you guys hear about that? And shout out everybody coming in the room. I see y'all at the exchange, Maria, Nanette. That they can't, like, going into someone's house, and especially when there's an open investigation and you're confronting that person, it is very dangerous. Because no telling if Shannon had some kind of backup or that was even like a setup or something. Like, it's a dangerous situation. So I do agree with the fact that I believe someone told them, hey, stand down. Stand down or either leave this alone. Don't keep continuing talking about this. Like, don't try to impede on our investigation. And then when you think about it, Shannon it's called the police. Yeah, that's true. That's true, because now she can say, you guys are harassing me. It's one thing for the online, but then to be actually harassing somebody in person, that's a whole different story. And especially if it's being said that y'all had GUNs, yeah, it's getting real. Yeah, this is real life, not just TikTok. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I believe it's a cover up. And possibly because Shannon did mention about her family. She mentioned that this situation has torn apart her family and she just wants to, be done with it. So it makes sense. It's almost like, okay, I know this part of my family didn't do NaZiyah right, and some people will disagree with it. Some people will agree with it. But sometimes, even though your family is horrible, you still love them and you still want to build that bridge. Now, you already know for me, like, once you cross me, I'm done with you. But not everybody is like that. And that is something that I'm working on, like being like cutting people off. I'm working on that, believe it or not. Shut up, don't judge me. I know some of y'all judging me. If Shannon ends up going to trial, her team can say she doesn't have mistrial. A lot of people are saying that a mistrial can end up happening. And so you're going around intimidating people. It's going to be hard for them to find jurors that have not seen what's going on or have not seen this case, or are people being intimidated. That could be a thing, because not only can Shannon, which Shannon has not been charged, right? Not only Shannon cannot be charged, but also Jarvis can end up getting out. That would be even worse. I do think that Shannon and the grandma Annette, I do think they should be charged with neglect or something, right? However, it can get so bad where Jarvis don't even end up going to jail. We don't even talk about that part. It can end up where Jarvis don't even end up going to jail because remember, he's the one charged. But if they're seen tampering with witnesses and so forth, that could definitely mess up the trial in March. And granted, maybe Marc and Roxy can't say that to you guys. But from a legal standpoint, yeah, I can see why they would back away from it. And granted, I'm not in law enforcement. I don't know if possibly Marc and Roxy can get in trouble. Well, definitely there is harassment. Like you showed up to the house to confront, it got heated and whatnot. Whether Shannon started it or not, you're in Marquita's home, who is Shannon's sister. You guys went into their home, so you guys going to look like the aggressors no matter what. Now, I want to say this. We appreciate them confronting Shannon. Don't get me wrong. We appreciate it. However, that can have an adverse effect where it impedes in the case, and then we end up with a mistrial, right? So thinking logically, that was not a smart thing. Do you guys agree what I'm saying? You can tell me yes or no. I don't mind. I don't mind. Yes or no in the chat. Do you agree with what I'm saying, or you think I'm crazy? Hey, Kiki, how you doing? Thank you for holding it down. You're the only mod today. What's up, Bridget? But yeah, it's a sad situation where, again, I have to go back to, you have a lot of people putting out conspiracy theories and just putting things out there. And mind you, the police are probably aware of the videos that people are doing saying that NaZiyah is here, or look here, go there, or the worst one. And I don't mind if this person gets mad at me, saying that she was eaten by an alligator. The people are or let me be more specific. The law enforcement is probably looking at that and being like, these motherfuckers is stupid. Why would they ever say an alligator ate this girl? Really? And that's just being honest. They're probably looking at this like, oh, y'all don't turn this into and unfortunately, it has become a mess. Remember, I told you guys, Shanquilla Robinson? Everybody was covering Shanquilla. I did a few videos, but I kind of left it alone because what I seen was that people were just trying to get clicks and views, and they're putting anything out there. Let me give you an example in particular. There's this guy who was a reporter in Mexico, right? I don't know if he was the actual reporter. I don't even know if he lived in Mexico, but he was supposed to have the insight on what was going on. And he was telling everybody, oh yeah, Shanquilla friends were going to be charged, and giving out all this information, right? And turn around to find out none of Shanquilla's friends were ever arrested. Nobody was charged. Nobody was extradited to Mexico. You know, nothing. All that stuff that he was making up about Shanquilla's friends being arrested, he lied about all that. But everyone was taking it as truth and reporting on it like it was true. That guy was literally making money off of lies. Making money off of lies. So you have this case where people are just going to try to clickbait you and get you to click on their video and say that they know everything and they got this information, that information, and they don't produce no receipts. And that's not me being mean, but I have seen that. Put a 1 in the chat if you have seen people just on here just saying things for clicks and views. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 2, you haven't seen that. Right, Carla. Right. And you know, when I get something wrong, I correct it. Just like I said, oh yeah, that was the twin sister on the stand. No, that was the ex-girlfriend or the current girl, no telling, that Jarvis had her car the day NaZiyah went missing. And I quickly corrected that. Once I made that mistake, I was like, I'm sorry, you guys. It's actually his girlfriend, and he was driving her car the day NaZiyah went missing, and had her glasses in the car. True, and granted, and let me say this too, because before I was a YouTuber, I didn't get the game of lying. I knew about clickbait, right? We technically everybody use clickbait. I even say I use clickbait, right? To get people interested and get people, clicking on the video. However, I'm not going to say I found NaZiyah and I did not find her. I'm not going to say I know for a fact this happened to her. I would never tell you guys that. It's one thing if I'm going to clickbait myself and be like, oh, guys, I'm quitting YouTube. A lot of people do those kind of clickbait videos. Y'all seen them. Oh, I'm quitting YouTube. Everybody does that, right? Well, not everybody, most people. But when it comes to a real life person, I'm not going to do that. I'm just not. You're out your mind. Nate, I'm not putting your comment up on the screen. But if y'all want to read it, go ahead and read it. What's up, Callie? Thank you for being here. What did Miss V say? Hold on, I might have missed it. I heard that as well too. I did hear that. That knowing that is scary. And knowing that might even explain why. Listen. So NaZiyah went missing January 9th, 2024, right? Over a year ago. But Jarvis didn't get arrested until September. Mind you, he was the number one suspect, but didn't get arrested until 9 months later. So no telling what him and Shannon and the grandma came up with to, dispose of this situation within 9 months. 9 months is a long gap. 9 months is a long gap. Hello, Mona. Oh no, that's sad. Oh man. I'll put Mona's comment up. Prayers for those people. I know about the one in DC, but there was another one. Wow. So this one was a small. Okay, so it wasn't a commercial. It was a small plane. Still, either way, is sad. I saw. Oh damn! I didn't mean to put that comment up. Y'all trying to get me in trouble, Crab and Miss V. I mean, police departments have their own gangs. Some right, right. And I would like to say, oh no, not all of them. No, all of them have some kind of crookedness to them. What's up, Naughty? Thank you for being here. What's up, Hawan? I've been watching this trial online, and it's so sad to watch. Yes, exactly. Why hasn't it been a memorial? That's a good question. What I'm figuring is that they're not assuming she's unalive. They're still hopeful to, or maybe they're waiting until they find her, whether she's alive or not alive. They're waiting to find her. Because even though they found the clothing, they did not find her. I agree, Shannon. Yep, you're right about that. You're not wrong. It has a lot of twists and turns. You're right about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my thing, Callie. You got to remember, she went missing on the 9th of January, and he didn't get arrested until like the 20th or something like that in September. So that's 9. Yeah, that's 9 months for them to do whatever. And mind you, he was questioned before then and everything like that. So yeah, they all had time. Yeah, it's a very sad situation. Oh, you caught the hotel that he checked into? Wow. And mind you, that's the other thing. That hotel does not have surveillance cameras. They don't have cameras. So they don't I I think they were able to find out through the records that he was there, but they don't have any surveillance cameras or anything like that. And the only one I've been able to find was the one of her walking from the school bus on that street. That's the only one that I've been able to find. Yeah, I played that video on my channel. Yeah. One of the dads said that he seen Jarvis in the house. He wasn't just waiting outside or only came in for a minute. And there's been other videos showing that he was around too. Yeah, I know they talked about NaZiyah's great uncle because at first the family was saying, "Oh, there was no whatchamacallit. The uncle he's not like that." But then they found out that the uncle had a record. Checkout time is 11. How did he check out after 12? Mm, that's interesting. Yeah, I do. I do feel like her family is involved. I do. Well, Callie, let me clarify. I don't think the whole family is involved. I think the main culprits are involved. Yeah, not the whole family. Just the main people. Yeah, that was her great uncle, Mona. The hotel sign-in book, the detective said that there are cameras in the lobby of the hotel and the outside, but it wasn't checked until February. Was it kept or overridden? Possible. Possible. Okay, so there are cameras in the lobby, but on the outside, but um and another thing too, I know from a job that I used to work at, it only keeps so much footage. Like it's not one of those things like say if there's a surveillance camera from like a year ago, I can't go back to the year point and watch. It only keeps it for a certain amount of time and then it either overrides or erases the old footage. But that's pretty quick. It happened in January and they already don't have the foot. Yeah, that's very quick. That's crazy. It says his property is under surveillance. So the hotel was just lying about that. You can ask for a later checkout. Yeah, you can ask for a late checkout. That is true, Miss V. That's definitely true. Or they don't record, just monitor. You're right. And Leah, that's a good question because I believe that they have more information. They're just not releasing it all. They don't want to give the defense an upper hand. And mind you, if we are correct that there's other people involved, then that lets us know that they don't want people to know. They don't want anyone getting suspicious and then trying to throw away things or trying to, run or take off. They did wait, Callie. They waited the next day to report that she was missing. Mind you, they went to the school. They didn't call the police. The police had to call the school. They said you can drop the key up. Yeah, some places are like that. Or you can do it on the TV. Yeah, you can do it on the TV or just drop off the keys. They don't really need you to check out. They really just need you to leave the room. Reminds me of the story of the West Boys. Yeah, classic and sincere. I always talk about that. Yep. Their adopted parents are serving time for their bodies not found. Yeah, they still have not found those bodies. That's crazy. Hmm. The sister should be taking care of the children, in my opinion. Those poor children deserve to be loved and protected. Uh, and again, I don't know for a fact that the kids have been taken. I hope they have. I hope they've been taken. But this, right, right. People don't realize you ain't even worried about what's going inside your own home. They literally had Jarvis inside the home. Thank you, Kiki. I appreciate that. Unpopular opinion, they are not telling where she is because she is dismembered. I can definitely think yeah. I'm still in the belief that Shannon and even the twin sister Marquita, Shannon, Marquita, Annette, I believe they know what happened. They know what's going on, especially just that little clip that Marc played when she was all like, "Oh yeah, I had her take a pregnancy test and there was one line and then the second line was faded." Remember that? So they knew she was pregnant. And Shannon has been pregnant before. So she knows that if the line is faded, why didn't you take her to the doctor just to make sure? Yeah. I just want to know what was so particular about January 9th. I don't think we ever got the answer about that. Like, what about January 9th made it to okay, this is the day that we're going to do it? Because mind you, she already said in September she was pregnant. So what made them go with January 9th? What was so special about that day? Because if anything, if they were trying, and the assumption is that they were trying to do a smagortion on her, why didn't they try that earlier? Why didn't they try that months ago? Why January 9th? What is particular about that date? Mm, yeah, you're right about that. But if they really loved her, Kiki, they would have took her to the doctor and turned him in. But they didn't want to do that. They protected the predator. Mm-hmm. Right. Somebody's going to end up breaking. Yeah, he was supposed to turn himself in that day. That is correct. But they changed it to February and why did they change it to February? That's another question. Yeah, they pushed it back. Right. Those women knew about Jarvis. People talk, yet they obviously condone his behavior. You're right about that. Uh, hmm. Have you ever heard the saying, when it comes to family, I can talk about them, but you can't? I believe Roxy took this approach and no longer wanted the public to beat up on her family. Yeah, sweet love. I was talking about that earlier. She talked about how this has really caused a rift with her family, and so she chose family. Some people be all like, "Hey, your family did wrong. You shouldn't trust them," and then some people be all like, "Ah, family is family." So yeah, that's a hard one. So if she was pregnant in September, then in January she was about 5 months pregnant. That's a whole baby. Mm, that is crazy. Jarvis was supposed to turn himself in. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep, yep. A lot of people have said that. Definitely some kind of ring going on. And it's connected with that hotel. There was somebody who left a comment somewhere, and I seen it. And they said that their dad was unalived at that hotel, but the hotel claims not to have it on camera or anything like that. So, right, right. And I, I I'm trying not to beat up on her, because the reason why is because I'm not in her situation. However, the way that she has been carrying on with this case since the beginning, and now all of a sudden it came to a stop. It didn't like progressively stop. It just all of a sudden came to a halt the next day after she had confronted Shannon. And I think that's why we're all not feeling comfortable with it. But it's clear everybody dropped the ball when it came to, yeah, yeah, you're not lying about that. Yeah, yeah, trash in real life. Hmm. Yeah, I can. Yeah, y'all ain't lying in the chat. I agree with what y'all saying. I agree with y'all. Yeah, my main point, I just wanted to give that perspective because I was like, okay, well, maybe they're not wrong as far as like maybe this thing is over as far as looking for NaZiyah, and we should wait until the trial happens. But again, like for people like us who just got acquainted with the situation, we're like, wait, now all of a sudden you stopping? This don't make any sense. And I hope the trial goes the way it's supposed to go with Jarvis in jail, but also the other people held accountable for this and we get some kind of answers. Again, I don't know if the story is true about Shannon was the one who did something to NaZiyah. I don't know that it's true. I hope that if he did make that confession, she gets arrested soon. She definitely don't need to be out here, but you never know. If there's any further updates on this, I'll definitely go ahead and update you guys. Like I said, it's not like I'm stopping. It's just that I'm waiting for further updates on what's actually going on with this case. I don't want to be the one putting misinformation out there. I just want to put the truth out there. And thank you, Utopia. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I appreciate, I love y'all, but we out.